Stats with MMA Diehards. I'm here with Strikeforce lightweight champion Gilbert Melendez. Gilbert, no fights on the horizon yet, but I'm sure you'll be watching tomorrow night with vested interests, KJ Noons and Josh Thompson. So talk about those two going at it and the potential matchup that it could pose for you.
Yeah, I think they're two of my favorite fighters, you know, in the Strikeforce. They both like to bang, and they're both willing to dish it out and take it, so it makes for a great fight. Josh Thompson, I think, has a little bit deeper of an arsenal, a little more experience. If he's healthy, I think it should be good. KJ, though, is a sav and very athletic, and is getting better every day, and also likes to, you know, throw down. So it should be a good fight, and you know, either way, don't matter who wins to me. You know, I'll fight whoever at the end of the day. Though I'm looking at May 19th. May 19th is a day that people are talking about, and I don't want to send the shelf too long, man. So hopefully I'm fighting somebody.
And talk about your last battle with Masvidal a few months back.
Yeah, Masvidal's a tough guy. You know, I worked my hands really well. Felt like I outstruck him. You know, I felt like I was in control after the first round, and kept it up. You know, tough opponent, very tough guy. Expected him to stand in the pocket a little bit more with me and try to take that bout, open up for some good scraps. But it happened the way it happened, and I was happy to get the W.
And I'd like to ask you about two of your obviously close friends and teammates. One in Jake Shields. I'm sure you were super happy for him getting back in the win column at UFC 144. Touch on that first.
Yeah, man, I thought it was a great show of heart. You know, Jake had a lot of overcome. You know, his dad's dead still. You know, losing, being dropped. You know, take a punch, and you know, losing 3 fights in a row can be devastating in the UFC. So you know, he proved that he could take a shot. He proved that he could be a big guy coming down to 70s, and showed a lot of heart. And I was really proud of him. I think he did a really great job. I think he's going to be able to just keep improving.
And how about your other teammate and friend, of course, Nick Diaz? And first, talk about if you thought he won that fight.
Definitely thought he won that fight. Definitely thought he won that fight. 1, 2, 3, and 5. You know, I think he lost the 4th round. 3rd round might have been close. You know, I also think he was the aggressor. Condon's a talented guy. You know, tough fighter, and you know, he doesn't get to make the decisions. But you know, it was a great fight. I expected Condon to stay in the middle and really bang it out with them. But who the hell would want to do that with Nick Diaz at the end of the day? I just thought that's what we were going to get from that fight. Maybe I got too caught up in the hype. But yeah, and you know, yeah, so I thought he did great.
And the controversy surrounding him with the drug test.
You know, hey man, the guy has a cannabis card for medicinal purposes. I mean, there's no secret out there. You know, I guess that's all there is to it. It ain't no secret that, you know, Nick smokes here and there for, you know, medicinal purposes, you know, and I don't think it should be penalized for that, or maybe people could be a little more understanding about it, but, you know, whatever, it is what it is.
And for someone who's privy to Nick Diaz that we don't get to see covering the sport, and you get to see him as a real person, and he seems to get a lot of bad rap for his character, for the brash attitude he brings into the cage, and you know, he's shy away from interviews. But
right.
touch on it for us. You know, Nick Diaz, the human being that we don't see behind the scenes.
I think Nate Diaz said it best. You know, you guys always catch him 3 weeks before his fight, 2 weeks before his fight, when he's, you know, in fight mode and, you know, in kill mode, basically. You know, that's what we get. Hanging out with Nick is great, man. He's an intelligent guy. Believe it or not, he schools me on my diet all the time, and he also likes to do fun stuff too. We go out and ride bikes, you know, do triathlons. He does that kind of stuff, and you know, he's just a fun guy. You know, what do you talk about with your boys? You know, girls, anything. You know what I mean? It's the same old stuff. You know, and just a good dude at the end of the day, and you know, I feel very blessed to be in a close circle of good friends and amongst these really good people that I know personally. So they're really good peeps. Him and his brother.
And I'm sure Dana White kind of had a hold of your heart there, playing with it a little bit with your emotions. And there was talks you were going over to the UFC. Now you remain in Strikeforce. So talk about that little situation. And you thought you might be going over to face the top in the UFC, and now you're still in Strikeforce.
You know what? I've always been loved Strikeforce. You know, I love Showtime. It's great. You know, I want to establish myself as the #1 fighter in the world, and sometimes you need that UFC title to do that. But you know, Dana's giving me faith that he's going to allow me to prove that out here, and I have faith that that'll happen. So you know, I got faith in Dana. I think he's a good dude, and he told me he's going to do me justice, and I think he will.
So what can we expect to see come May 19th, like you said?
May 19th, you know, give me the right opportunity. I'm here to make a real big statement. You know, give me that opportunity. You know, fighting Josh Thompson and KJ Noons, the guys who both lost to the guys that just beat last twice. I don't know. We'll see. You know, might see reckless Gilbert coming out crazy just for fun.
All right, well. I know I speak for everybody. We can't wait to see you get back in the cage. Thank you very much for a few minutes, Gilbert.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it.